It's 4:30, it's time to call the Scott County School Board to order.
At this time, Mr. Chairman, we would like to make the Scott County Schools Volunteers of the Month for the month of March, excuse me. As always, I think Mr. Buckley said it best in his prayers, how you enhance the lives of our children. We're so thankful for what you do for the students of Scott County. First, Fairview Elementary School Volunteer of the Month, Ms. Brianna Lau. From Huntsville Elementary, Autumn Sexton and Fran Hudson. Huntsville Middle School, Kathy Russ.
What you do?
She sings too, Miss Esther.
From Robbins Elementary, Faye Story. And Winfield Elementary, Irvin Foster. At this time, we would also like to present the named March Student of the Month for the Stan Scott County Chamber of Commerce Scott High School March Student of the Month. Ms. Caitlin Gail Bird, 17-year-old daughter of Dennis and Charity Bird of the Huntsville community, was selected by the Scott High School staff as the March Stan Student of the Month. Caitlin is a member of the Beta and Hosa Club. She is also an active member of her church, New Salem Baptist Church. Caitlin will graduate in May under the Tennessee Promise Program, and her plan is to continue her education at Rome State and pursue a degree in the medical field. Caitlin has earned a GPA of 3.574. In Caitlin's free time, she enjoys going to church and spending time with her family. At this time, Mr. Chairman, that concludes the Scott County School Volunteers of the Month.
Is there anybody in the audience who would like to address the board? If not, Ms. Tanya will go to you first.
All tongue-tied already, just got started. Just want to congratulate all of our science fair winners. We did have that this week on Tuesday. Thank you to all those community members, Miss Diane, that came out and helped us to judge that science fair. Had some really good projects, not as many as we normally have, but had some really good projects by those kids. I don't want to name off all of those names, but I do want to congratulate our Best of Show winner, which is Miss Kinley Billingsley. Congratulate her for winning Best of Show. I want to congratulate also Jersey Lou Allen in 6th grade. She was our Clinch Powell LMU Science Fair winner last week, so she will be competing at LMU on campus tomorrow. That judging will begin at 9 a.m., so I'm really excited for her. I hope she does well, and I hope all of our students do well there. Soccer season has started this week. Almost froze to death Tuesday night, so tonight's game was against Huntsville, so we kindly rescheduled that because it was so cold out. So we have got that game rescheduled for later on in the month. Even though the weather may seem otherwise, we are going to have spring pictures next week, and that will be on Monday. We'll also be taking some group photos and some also club photos as well that day. And I don't have anything else unless you have any questions for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Hamilton.
We had our science fair today, and we don't know anything about winners or anything yet that we can tell. But we appreciate everybody that came out and all the hard work that went into it. We also had a lot of different things going on today. It's been very, very busy. So we appreciate everybody that's come out and helped with everything that we've been into today. We have some things going on with some people being sick, and we've had 2 students we'd like to ask everybody to remember, along with our teachers and things that's been sick. We have a little boy that had a brain tumor a couple years ago, and that has come back. And he has successfully had another surgery that's removed 3 tumors. And the doctor said that that prognosis is good, and he's home now. So that looks really good right now, and we're remembering them in prayer. Another little boy, one of our pre-K students, was in a wreck this weekend, and he is in ICU. They just took him, he got to come off the ventilator, but it's not looking real good right now. He is had a lot of damage to his kidney and his spine and spleen, so there's some things going on with him. We'd like you to remember him in prayer. His name is Dougie Lloyd. So, Dougie Lloyd. So if you can remember that family. They're in Mississippi. They were on their way to visit their mom, and he lives with his dad, but they were going down to visit mom. And so they're down there, and we just like everybody to remember them. And that's all I have, so
Thank you.
thank you.
Ms. Goodman.
All right. Just want to remind everybody that the spring book fair is still going on. We're going to extend that a couple of days due to being out yesterday. The soccer game has been postponed till tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock. I'm with Miss Hamilton. You all are tallying the science fair right now, so we'll find out about our winners tomorrow. And the viewing will also be tomorrow. Don't want the public to forget that this weekend we got to spring forward. We're going to be losing an hour this weekend, so nobody coming in late Monday. End of the 9 weeks is Wednesday, and grade cards will be going out for parent-teacher conference, which will not be this coming Monday the 12th, but the 19th. So 2 Mondays out from now is parent-teacher conferences. Come on out, 4 to 7. There will be a dinner, so we want everyone to be there. The county-wide science fair is next Thursday at Scott High, and then the viewing for that will be next Friday for the parents and the students. We'll be doing spring pictures next Thursday on the 15th. Our next early release is on the 21st. We have started cheer practice and tryouts now. That will be coming up at the end of this month. We do want the public to know about future Highlander Night. Hunts will be going at 6 o'clock. We encourage parents to go out there. They get a lot of good information. It's a good time to talk to those teachers, find out the path for your child and making decisions, and that's an important time, so we really want to encourage. We actually moved another ball game because of that to make sure they can go to that. And then, of course, the last Friday this month is no school. And that's all I have unless you have questions for me.
Thank you. Ms. Rector.
Well, I want to start out with some good news. I hope everybody picked up a newspaper today and got to see all of our students that were featured in the newspaper today. We did announce our top academic students, and as it says on the other front page, all those students did finish with a greater than 4.0 average. And so we were really proud and excited to announce those students. And I'll just very quickly read their names for you all. The valedictorians are Miss Courtney Chambers, Ben Cross, Jacob Hewitt, Mackenzie Lau, Emily Mays, Holly Sauls, and Gannon Terry. Those are the valedictorians. They all finished with a GPA of 4.1724, and most of them had at least 21 college credit hours, if not 24, and that is equivalent to their entire first year of college completed. Most all of these students had that many hours, so we're very excited about that. Salutatorians were Destiny Spradlin, Bailey Strunk, and Morgan Young. And the other top academic students were Journey Babb, Megan Hamblin, Haley Myers, Caitlin Griffith, Angel Henson, Krista Hicks, Gracie Sexton, Richie Docks, Jaden Goodman, Will Blakely, and Sierra Skilner. So we want to congratulate these students. We're very proud of them. Make sure you pick up both newspapers. I know they'll be featured in both of those papers, and so we're just very excited and proud of those students. Would also like to announce it is also, we did also release this information earlier in the week. Coach Josh Terry has been named as the new head football coach at Scott High, so we're very excited to announce that and have him in that position. I know he's very passionate and excited to get started. Have met with him, and he's getting started already on those plans, so they should be ready to go in full swing for spring events and spring practice there. Josh has been an assistant coach with our program for 6 years, and he is a social studies teacher at the high school, so we're very excited to announce that and have Josh as our new head coach. I do want to thank those of you all who were able to come out and visit Scott High last Friday for that safety tour with Mr. Hall, myself, and the architect. Really appreciate you taking the time out of your day I know that took some time to do that. Really want to thank those community members and county officials that were with us that day as well. I just think that was just so productive. It was so nice to have everybody. Rarely do we get the opportunity to all be there together and walk around and look at things and feel like we're actually being productive in those things. And so I felt like that was very productive, and just can't express how thankful I am for you all for coming out. We are already making progress on a lot of those things that we talked about. I know we talked about a lot of things that are maybe more long-term, but we did talk about some short-term, some immediate things. So we're already making progress on those things, have already instituted some of those new procedures that we talked about the other day, have already instituted that. It's going to take a day or two to get used to that. Have talked with students about that. But if parents hear about those changes, or if you're getting feedback on those, again, it's not anything, no specific threats or anything like that. It's just, again, reworking some of those procedures from some of those things that we saw the other day, and just adapting to what we can do better right now. And that's all that is. But again, even probably this time next week, we will have some significant improvements there. We've already, like I said, we're making progress in that regard. I did attend another training today on school safety. It was just, I think maybe a little bit of divine intervention, that I've had these trainings scheduled for about 2.5 months at this point. So I don't think I ever thought that it would be this timely when I had those scheduled. But got some really good information again today, some really practical things to bring back, and I will be sharing that information with the other principals very soon, so that they can take a look at those, some of the new information, and apply that in their schools as well. And again, just want to thank you all for your commitment to helping us do things better for student safety. So I really appreciate that. Moving on to some calendar things. We are in full swing with spring sports. All of those practices has started, and we will host our second annual Highlander Cup soccer event for boys soccer this Saturday at Scott High. I think those games start around 9 o'clock. It's a full day of soccer. I think the schedule I saw had games from 9 till maybe 6. So Saturday, if you're out and about, swing by. We'll have a full day of soccer for you, and I believe our girls softball team is participating in a day of softball at the Bear Creek facility in North Oneida. So you can see both of those teams on Saturday, and the other teams also get started next week. So again, it may not feel like spring, but it certainly is as far as the calendar is concerned. On Tuesday, March the 20th, that will be a very, very busy day for a lot of reasons. Number one, it is ACT Day for us. We are going to change the structure of that just a little bit, but we will be hosting the real ACT for juniors on that day, along with a pre-ACT for sophomores. That test is important. That's the one that qualifies them for dual credit classes their junior year. We do provide that to them as a district. And then we'll be doing a practice ACT with freshmen to hopefully get them ready for that. And for seniors, that's going to be a college and career exploration day, which will allow them to be able to look forward into some of the next steps that they're taking as well. But again, that's on Tuesday, March the 20th. So student attendance on that day for freshmen, sophomores, and juniors is extremely important. And then while they're there, just come on out that night. We're going to have parent-teacher conferences from 3:30 to 6:30 on that Tuesday night. So we'd be glad for everybody to come out with us that evening as well. That Wednesday is our abbreviated PD day, and our teachers will be working on Future Highlander Night preparation, because that Future Highlander Night will be on Monday, March the 26th, and Tuesday, March the 27th. Again, on that Monday night, we have Huntsville and Fairview scheduled. On Tuesday night, we have Birchfield, Winfield, and Robbins scheduled. But again, I want to stress to any students and parents that if they can't come on their scheduled night because they have a ball game or something like that, that's perfectly fine. Just come on the other night. We'll have all of that information there. It will be the same information both nights, and they'll be able to get the benefit of that. And if they have any questions about Future Highlander Night, they can certainly call the school and speak with a member of administration or guidance. And then on Wednesday, March the 28th, we have a group of students who are going to Roane State to their annual academic competition, and they're going to compete in the area of French. So we have several students that are going down to do that, and that's something new and a little bit different for us, so we're excited to see how they do with that. But that's all that I have, unless you all have questions for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Newman.
Thank you.
I want to start off congratulating all of our science fair winners. We had our science fair competition last week. Our best of show was Sage Sexton, and then Cole Shannon was our 6th grade winner, and he will be competing at LMU tomorrow. So we do want to wish him the best of luck, and like Ms. Tanya said, all of our 6th graders who are competing in that. On the 16th of March, that will be our pre-K and kindergarten registration from 9 to 2. Pre-K and kindergarten students will not come that day, but we do encourage all parents to try to come and get those packets filled out. I think we're taking them back with us tonight so they can come pick those up, get them filled out, turn them in that day. And we always encourage them to try to get them turned in early so we can see what our numbers are looking like. On the 19th, as many have mentioned, it's parent-teacher conferences, and that will also be our Title I dinner. So we encourage our parents to come out and talk to the teachers about how their child's doing, and also enjoy a dinner made by our wonderful cafeteria staff. On March the 23rd, that will be our mother-son bingo. In February, we always try to have a father-daughter dance, and in March, we try to do mother-son bingo, so that will be the 23rd from 6 to 8:30 p.m. Last year was a blast. We had a lot of fun times and a great turnout for that. And then March 27th, as Ms. Rector's already said, our 8th graders will be at Scott High School for future Highlander nights. So we've already sent out information on that to our 8th grade parents and students, and we want them to go out and get all that information. And then I just want you all to know that I did tender my written, signed, formal resignation to Mr. Hall before the meeting tonight. So that kind of dies down all the gossip and talk about, is she or isn't she? She is. But I just want to thank everybody. It's been a wonderful 3 years, and we're going to finish this year strong at Robbins Elementary. And I have full confidence that Mr. Hall will make a great decision on the next person coming in as principal. I also did send an email out to you all, and I know I carbon copied Mr. Hall in that earlier this week, and I do hope that you will consider what I wrote in that email. I know our principals work very hard, and I think they're very deserving of that. So that's all I have, unless you have something for me.
Thank you. We appreciate you, girl.
Thank you.
Mr. Hall.
Thank you. First thing I'd like to announce that the Compassion Ministries, along with the Scott County School Family Resource and the Oneida School District Family Resource, will provide a food distribution on Saturday, March 10th, at the Oneida Armory. The address is 1796 Airport Road, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Everyone is welcome to attend, and if you have any questions, you can contact Ms. Terry Keaton here at our office for any questions. Also, pre-K and kindergarten registration, 2018-19 school year, will be Friday, March the 16th, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at each individual school. Pre-K students must be 4 years old on or by August 15th. Kindergarten students must be 5 years old on or by August 15th. Parents, you may pick up a registration packet at the school or at the central office. Return the packet of information to the school where your child will attend. If you need any more information, you can contact Ms. Linda Keaton here at the central office. Also, a reminder that tomorrow will be the Clinch Pals LMU Science Fair. From Scott County, we do have people representing our school system. We wish them the best of luck. That is a tremendous opportunity, and they can win some really, really nice prizes if chosen, selected with their project. From Birchville Elementary is Jersey Llewellyn. Fairview Elementary, Jonathan Dopp. Huntsville Middle, Chase Hamby. Robbins Elementary, Cole Shannon. And Winfield Elementary, Isaiah McDonough. This time too, I know Ms. Rector did announce that we did name Mr. Josh Terry as the new, the 12th head football coach at Scott High School. We had some outstanding candidates as we went through this process. And this was a tough decision with a lot of prayer, a lot of thought, a lot of insight. At the end of the day, we really felt that Josh's compassion and the drive and the insight that he wanted to put toward this opportunity was mainly our leading factor. We'd like to thank all that have applied for this position. As we said, going forward, our community will get behind Josh, get behind our school, and as we take on another football season starting for next year. Also, feature highlighter nights this month at Scott High School. That's also a great opportunity for all 8th grade parents to go learn what Scott High School is about and to also know what is offered for their students and expectations for their students. It's a great night that is at Scott High School. Parent-teacher conferences, March 19th, elementaries and middle schools from 4 until 7 on Monday, and then on Tuesday night from 3:30 to 6:30 at Scott High School. Again, that's on March 20th for the high school. We'd like to thank each and every one of you all who came out to Scott High School. And we went with Mr. Alan Hill as we looked at plans, we looked at things to do immediately right now for safety at Scott High School. It's really a productive day. Mr. Hill is right now in the process of getting me some plans. We talked about that day. It may be another week before those plans are here, but hopefully sometime in the future when we get those, I'll share those with you guys. Also with Ms. Rector, and we will look and see what we can do in the future at Scott High School. And that's all I have, unless y'all have any questions for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item 7, adoption of the agenda. In accordance with board policy number 1.403, the Scott County Board of Education should adopt an agenda of all items to be acted on during the regular monthly meeting of March the 8th, 2018. May I have a motion to approve the March the 8th, 2018 agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Wait on the roll call.
Ms. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Thompson,
Aye.
Mr. Stillcox, Ms. Sharp, Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Ms. Abbott,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley.
Item 8, consent agenda items. In accordance with the Scott County Board of Education policy number 4.403, the Board of Education may include routine and non-controversial items on a consent agenda, which may be adopted by a single vote without discussion. Any item on the consent agenda may be removed and placed on the regular agenda for further consideration at the request of any board member. May I have a motion to approve the items listed on the consent agenda as follows? A, approval of the minutes for February the 8th, 2018. B, approval of the bills and financial report for January 2018.
Motion.
Second. Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Mr. Stillcox, Ms. Sharp, Ms. Smith,
Aye.
Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Ms. Abbott,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley, Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Item 9A, approve contract with Morristown Sprinklers. Morristown Sprinkler inspects the school sprinkler systems each year and would like to continue the contract. May I have a motion to enter into an agreement with Morristown Sprinkler for the annual inspection of the fire sprinkler systems at Birchville, Robbins, and Winfield schools for the 2018-2019 school year?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Do we have a price on it? Actually, wasn't it work session?
$821, I believe what it is for the entire school,
Okay.
for all of them. Is that correct? Right?
Sounds about, I can go pull the phone.
No, that's all right. I wasn't here and I just now got this stuff.
One thing about Mr. Hoff, he tells you number, it's generally pretty.
Okay. I'm good.
He's
Okay, any other discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Ms. Sharp,
Aye.
Ms. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Stillcox,
Aye.
Mr. Thompson,
Aye.
Ms. Abbott.
Aye. Item 9B, renewed food service bids. The school nutrition program would like to renew the bids for the food service items. May I have a motion to renew the following food service bids? Food and non-food items, dairy, milk, and produce.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Ms. Sharp? Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley? Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Smith?
Item 9C, overnight out-of-state trips. According to board policy number 4.302, board approval is needed for out-of-state overnight school trips. May I have a motion to grant permission for the following out-of-state overnight trips? Robbins Elementary School Beta Club, Nashville, Tennessee, May 14th through the 16th of 2018. Huntsville Middle School Beta Club, Pigeon Forge, May the 14th through the 16th of 2018. Scott High School Girls Softball Team, Carson Newman University in Jefferson City, Tennessee, April the 23rd and the 24th of 2018. Pre-K classes to attend the play Earth's Dinosaur Zoo Live on April the 18th, 2018 at the Center for Rural Development in Somerset, Kentucky. Winfield Elementary School Beta Club, Pigeon Forge on May the 7th through the 9th of 2018. Scott High School football coaches to attend Glacier Coaching Clinic in Charlotte, North Carolina, March the 9th through the 11th of 2018.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion?
On our football coaches, how many we talking about?
4.
4, okay.
Any more discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley? Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Sharp?
Item 9D, approve amendments. And pursuant to board policy number 2.201, the Scott County Board of Education needs to approve budget amendments required to balance the budget for the fiscal year 2017-2018. This action will allow funds to be applied to areas of the budget that lack sufficient funds to complete the school year. May I have a motion to approve the following amendment? Federal Amendment number 4, Food Service Amendment number 1, and General Purpose Amendment number 6.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Wait for the roll call.
Mr. Stanley? Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp? Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye. Item 9E, award the Tennessee Education Broadband Consortium mini-bid contracts. It is the recommendation of the Technology Department to award the Tennessee Education Broadband Consortium mini-bid contracts. May I have a motion to award the following Tennessee Education Broadband Consortium mini-bid contracts for the 2018-2019 school year? Education Networks of America, ENA, for Category 1 Internet Access. Personal Computer Systems, PCS, for Category 2 Internal Connections.
I make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Okay, before we go to the next, Mr. Silcox, you have anything? Ms. Smith?
I have nothing. Nothing.
Jim?
Okay.
John? Okay. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Mr. Silcox? Mr. Stanley? Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye.